Hi, NJ here with another video on getting out and staying out of overwhelm. So another mistake that I see people make is they're constantly checking their email and messages all day long. And they think that this is helping them to stay on top of things, that making sure that they don't miss anything. But the reality is this is preventing them from finishing projects and tasks faster, and it's creating a sense of overwhelm in them. And here's how. Every time that you check your messages and you see a message in there that you don't take care of now, it creates this little hook in your brain of something it has to remember that you have to do because it's an uncompleted task. And your brain doesn't like uncompleted tasks. It's trying to get you to complete them. So it holds on to that information, and having all of these uncompleted tasks bumping around in your brain makes you feel overwhelmed. The other thing is that your brain tries to remind you because it doesn't want you to forget, but it doesn't remind you at the right time when it's the time to work on that. It'll remind you at random times when you're working on something else. So your brain will interrupt you from a task that you're making progress on in order to remind you of this other thing that you need to do, which just prevents you from finishing that thing. And the secret to getting out of overwhelm is completing projects and moving on. So I suggest you create buckets of time where you're actually processing email and messages instead of just checking them. So what that means is that you have, you don't do it in 30 seconds or minute, but instead take 15 minutes and go through, respond to messages. If there's something in there, say you get an email that says you need to write something, and it's going to take you at least a half an hour to do. Instead of just relying on your brain to remind you to do that, put something on your calendar. When is the right time for you to spend a half an hour working on that? Schedule it on your calendar, and then your brain doesn't have to keep reminding you of it. So, if you want to feel less overwhelmed, this is another thing that you can do. Stop checking your email constantly, but instead schedule processing time so that your brain's not trying to keep track of all of these open tasks. Leave a comment below and let me know if you give this a try and what you notice. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.